Dr. Spector is the founder and medical director of Spector Eye Care and New Vision Cataract and Laser Center in Connecticut. Visit him at spectoreye.com. We're back. You're listening to What's Up with Wendy on 1490 WGCH. I don't know who's more excited, me or him. I met my next guest over the summer and was so impressed by him, I had to bring him on my show. Max Rosenberg is 12 years old, but he might as well be older than that. He lives in Fairfield, Connecticut with his mom and his dad and his younger brother, and he's an awesome young man. But what impressed me the most was what I brought him here today, working on ways to raise money for Alzheimer's, and more specifically, the Walk to End Alzheimer's. I am thrilled to welcome to my show Mr. Max Rosenberg.
Thank you, Wendy.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
As handsome as ever.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I like to play tennis and play the piano. I play, and I raise money for Alzheimer's a lot. Like
and I heard you like Billy Joel.
I love Billy Joel, yeah. I like listening to his music.
I like listening to him too. He's got a nice voice and he's nice songs, huh?
He really does, yeah.
Yes. So tell us about your team, Memory Makers, and how it started and why it started, more importantly.
Well, my grandmother has Alzheimer's, and she moved into assisted living home in Connecticut. And I saw a poster for the Walk to End Alzheimer's in her complex, and I inquired, and then I started a team last year, and I raised over $1,200 last year.
Wow.
In under 3 months.
Wow.
And then this year so far, I'm at $2,000, and I still have 3 more months to go.
That's unbelievable. And how did you do that?
Well, I emailed a lot of people that I know and my parents know, like clients and friends, and they donated. And I also set up a fundraiser at my dad's office, Mayor Lynch in Fairfield, and it's called Casual for a Cause was the fundraiser. So people get to wear casual clothing, and they get to and they pay $10 to do it, and all the money goes to the Alzheimer's Association for research and care.
That's amazing. I'm so impressed by you.
Thank you.
But originally it started off as something to do, well, first of all, it was because of your grandma and what you saw, and then it started off as something to do for your bar mitzvah, right?
Yeah, I did this as a mitzvah project, but it grew into such a big thing for me that I started to ease away on the fact that I had to do it, and now I want to do it.
Oh, that's amazing. If you just tuned in, I'm talking to my hometown hero. He's my first hometown hero ever, Max Rosenberg. He's from Fairfield, Connecticut. His event is called Memory Makers. There's a Fairfield County Walk to End Alzheimer's on Sunday, October 4th at Calf Pasture Beach. 8:30 is the registration, and 10 o'clock the walk starts. So Max, tell us about the walk. How many people do you expect?
Well, I think 2,000 people should come.
Wow.
But on my team, I'm expecting somewhere from 15 to 25 people, depending on how many people can go, because some people are checking.
Right.
So
but people can still register right now, right?
People can register up until the walk, and they can also register at the walk.
So the Fairfield County Walk to End Alzheimer's is Sunday, October 4th at Calf Pasture Beach. At 8:30 is the registration. The walk starts at 10 o'clock. Go out and support Max Rosenberg and Memory Makers. That's his team. That's so exciting. So Max, you go to Fairfield Woods Middle School in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say to your teachers and to your class? And before you do that, make sure your teachers aren't mad at me because you're missing school, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Anything you want to say to them?
I'm very excited to be on the radio with What's Up with Wendy, and it's better than being in school.
It is. It's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Is school fun?
Sometimes.
What does everybody think about this, that you've, created this amazing thing?
Well, mostly adults know about it, and some of my friends know about it. I haven't really told that many of my classmates so much, but
right.
All the adults that I told, like my teachers and my friends and my mom's friends and all those people, are very astonished at what I'm doing and how much I've raised and everything.
Why don't you tell us for a minute about your grandma?
I have a really good connection with my grandmother. She came up to our house in Connecticut from Nyack, New York, every weekend for the 1.5 hour drive for every weekend that I can remember more than I can count. Wow. And after her diagnostic, she
That's okay.
My mom moved her up here with us because the watermark where she lives is very close to where we live in here. So we can still see her. So it's the same kind of connection, and just doing it for her, and she knows that it means a lot.
Oh, do you want to say something to your grandma? Want to say hi to her?
Hi, I hope you're listening.
I'm sure she's listening. I'm sure she's very proud, and so is your mom and your dad and your little brother. I want to say hi to your little brother who couldn't be here today, but we'll get him here one time. I'm really proud of you. This is like a wonderful thing, Max.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. Also, alongside of Max is Leslie Hinshaw. Leslie is the Director of Volunteer Development and Supporter Events for the Alzheimer's Association chapter, Connecticut chapter. Leslie, welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me, Wendy.
What a wonderful thing to be working with this. And what I think people don't know and what's startling is Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death. Out of the top 10, the only disease without treatment, prevention, or cure, every 67 seconds someone develops Alzheimer's. Can you share more statistics? That's like startling, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think people don't realize, how impactful the disease is or how commonplace it is. There are 73,000 people in the state of Connecticut alone living with Alzheimer's disease, over 5 million in the U.S. And there are 177,000 caregivers taking care of those people in Connecticut with the disease. So what we know, and we interact a lot with the caregivers, is that it takes a lot of people, a lot of family and friends to support somebody with the disease. So the entire family is involved, and Max is someone that obviously is heavily involved with his family and his grandmother, and we see that across the board with the people that with whom we work. So,
it's amazing.
Yes,
amazing. So the Fairfield County Walk to End Alzheimer's, Sunday, October 4th at Calf Pasture Beach. It's the largest fundraiser in Fairfield County. 2,000 plus folks will be walking. It's a family-friendly day. There's activities, food, entertainment, dancing. That's awesome.
It is. Yeah, it's a really, Alzheimer's is a fatal disease. This is, for the Alzheimer's Association, this is a day of hope for us. We really feel positive about the fundraising that we're doing from the walk. We do fundraise in order to help fund research and also to support the caregivers out there. So we have a 24/7 helpline. I'd like to share that number with your listeners. It's 1-800-272-3900. We also fundraise, like the walk, for the support groups that we have. We have over 100 support groups in the state of Connecticut that we run. And we also do educational programs throughout the whole state. Know the 10 signs, the basics of Alzheimer's, caregiver courses. So we're really wanting to help the people living with the disease and the people caring for those with the disease, because it is a fatal disease at this point. And then we're really focused on fundraising to find a cure. So we're heavily involved with pushing for more research from our Congress, as well as a lot of studies. Even in the state of Connecticut, we have 26 studies right now in the state of Connecticut.
Wow. And how did you get involved with this, Leslie?
Thanks for asking. I started off as a volunteer. So I spent 20 years in corporate human resources, and I call this my second act, if you will.
Yes, okay. I
like
that.
I started off volunteering. I worked with the social and support group for people in the early stages of the disease. The group is called the GAP group. It stands for Giving Alzheimer's Purpose. And we did and still do bring people together who have the disease, and we do fun things. So if we would go to like the Bruce Museum, we go mini golfing, we go out to lunch, and we also talk about the seriousness of the disease and what people are going through. So I started off as a volunteer. I joined staff 2 years ago in my position as Director of Volunteer Development and Supporter Events. And it's been a remarkable experience.
I bet.
Yes, it has. Because, again, so many people are impacted by the disease. 99% of our volunteers are personally impacted by the disease. So I pretty much cry and laugh every day of the week working with all the folks and people like Max who inspire me and
he truly does,
keep the hope alive that we will find a cure for this disease.
What are the signs?
So some of the basic signs of Alzheimer's are people that might have a misstep in judgment.
Okay.
Memory, issues are, a concern. People forgetting things that they normally would be able to recall. Trouble dealing with finances, being able to balance a checkbook, anything that might take multiple steps. We always talk about the fact that making a cup of coffee actually takes multiple steps. And, if you notice people struggling with those basic day-to-day types of tasks, that's when there might be some, cause for concern. So we always encourage people who either are concerned for themselves or for their loved one to call our helpline at 1-800-272-3900. Some people want to maybe dismiss some of the signs, but there's no harm in just chatting with somebody, a professional, about concerns, and we can provide resources and further information.
Support.
Yes.
Help and support.
So, because sometimes it's actually, not Alzheimer's. So we want to make sure that people are, utilizing our resources to get the best answers for themselves.
And for their families and for whoever they're worried about.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, Leslie. What a wonderful thing that you do. And this walk, the Walk to End Alzheimer's, is Sunday, October 4th, Calf Pasture Beach. At 8:30 is the registration. 10 o'clock is the walk. Max Rosenberg is my first person ever to be my hometown hero.
Thank you, Wendy.
You're so welcome, Max. And what a wonderful thing that you're doing for your family, for your grandma, to raise awareness as well.
Thank you.
It's really a big deal. And you're a big deal for 12 years old, I think.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to go on to do other things too. Is that in your head right now?
Yeah. I actually, for the walk, a local business, Garden Catering in Fairfield, Connecticut, they are going to donate 10% of the everything they get on November 18th, I believe, to Alzheimer's research. So if you can, go to Garden Catering in Fairfield at Black Rock Turnpike, I think.
Well, thank both of you. Max Rosenberg, his team is called Memory Makers. You should join it and go to the walk at Calf Pasture Beach on October 4th. It's going to be a great day filled with a lot of fun events, and you'll get to meet Max, my hometown hero. I hope to be there as well. And Leslie, thank you so much. And Max, thank you so much for being here today on my show. You made my day.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody. Monica Potter, thank you once again. OK Magazine and Dr. Barry, thank you so much. We'll be back next week with someone from Orange is the New Black. How do you like that? Thanks again. Have a great weekend. Brought to you by Garibaldi, Connecticut.